I'm Leslie Weisenfeld. When I took on the role of Chief of Psychiatry at Sinai Health a few years ago, one of my nieces asked me if being chief meant that I got to be the boss of people. I could tell that she thought it sounded very powerful to be the boss. But for most leaders, being the boss feels less like power and more like responsibility, especially in challenging situations. And I suspect that that is what it feels like for school principals too. My mom is a retired elementary school principal, which helps me to picture the mix of work and commitment and stress in that role, even in regular times. Being in a leadership position at a time like this has many extra challenges. When the stakes are high and there are many decisions to make, it can feel easier to fail than to succeed. And even as a leader, you also have your own boss and many bosses, which means there can be tensions between what you think you'd like to do and what you're being asked to implement. Plus, every leader is also managing COVID impacts at home, just like everybody else. Whatever your circumstance, you're probably experiencing some version of the same stress that you're trying to help your people with. It can help to keep a few principles in mind that have proven to be helpful for leaders in other similar situations. So here are 6 core principles to help you to support your team's psychological well-being. First, leaders need to be visible. In the hallways or classes or greeting people at the door. No matter how excellent your work is behind the scenes, being a visible, available frontline presence will help you to really know what you're asking your team to take on. Second, you don't have to have all the answers, which is hard for leaders to accept. Nobody has all the solutions. That was true even before COVID. When it comes to psychological support, your main job is actually to help your people to tolerate and to manage uncertainty and change. So pretending to have the answers wouldn't get you there anyway. It's more helpful to be honest, transparent, and reliable. And that includes acknowledging what you don't know, looking for answers from elsewhere if they're available, and being really open about it when there aren't good answers yet. Third, listen more than you talk. In my department, I try to pay attention to my kind of talking to listening ratio. I'm not sure how much people can tell that I'm trying, but I am. If I catch myself doing all the talking, I try to pause so I can hear what others need to say. I also try to let there be a bit of quiet when I ask for feedback so people can take time to speak up. And by a bit of quiet, I mean waiting for longer than feels a bit comfortable, so that you can encourage your people to express their concerns and fears. Listen with patience and compassion and a true openness to creating solutions together. A fourth principle is to aim to provide honest, transparent, and reliable information through a really well thought out communication strategy. Sometimes when information is changing quickly, which is very true in COVID, it can feel like new information means the old information was wrong. And that's why part of a good communication strategy as a local leader should include sharing that you anticipate that information will shift and that you actually expect changes as the situation evolves. Otherwise, it'll feel like the inconsistencies are the result of mistakes. It's important to communicate that you're committed to keeping people up to date about the changes and why they're being made. Fifth, anticipate that people are going to be experiencing normal responses to an extraordinary situation. It's important to recognize and validate those responses. Strong emotions do not mean that you're doing something wrong as a leader, and they definitely don't mean that your team is struggling. This is a very emotional time. People are worried. People are missing the way they used to work. Your staff will benefit from your steady, supportive presence and your willingness to listen without judgment. They will probably also benefit from you acknowledging that you're feeling some of what they're feeling. Sixth, your well-being is important too, for you and for your people. Look after yourself. People will feel more secure in your leadership if they know that you are also taking steps to stay healthy. You don't have to be the first one in the morning or the last one out at night. For many leaders, staying healthy also means trying not to do it all yourself. If you haven't already, try to buddy up with another leader so that you have a regular opportunity to debrief and support one another. It's not an easy time to be the boss, but I have found that leading through COVID is also a deeply meaningful opportunity to help my team and colleagues through an enormously stressful time in their personal and professional lives.